All right, hello and welcome to your next Discord community throwdown matchup. With today we got Wawa's Bootcamp Space versus On Fire, and this is just yet another match I'm really excited for. And with me today I've got Beatdown Boulevard and John. So how y'all doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. I'm always good on a DCT matchup day.
Oof, you and me both.
Right on, right on. Well, we've got some major firepower today in these matchups.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You want to get us started, John? Tell us about some of these teams.
Yeah, I will. All right. So Wawa's Bootcamp, they are a coaching community dedicated to helping out the players of Overwatch. They've got their own Discord. It's massive. A lot of people have heard of them. They're coming here with their own little pug squad, pickup game squad. They've got dedicated medic on that dedicated medic role, actually playing the off support role. Lee Bomb on the main tank. Spiffy playing hit scan. Stormy on the projectile. Diabolical on the main healer. And Dee on that off tank, mostly playing Diva, as that is her favorite character. What do we got on Fire, Beatdown?
All right, we got a nice squad of 6 here. Radical, Beta, Josiah, Jeffro Mo. What are these names? Ben and Mac Almighty.
Yeah, we don't quite have a pronunciation for Jeff from. Maybe it's Jeff from.
I think it's
OW?
Jeff from Overwatch. I get it.
Jeff from Overwatch. We got it. We got it.
Jeff Kaplan, is that you?
The all caps didn't help much, but we do have it. It is Jeffrey Kaplan from the Overwatch team.
I think it's because the names don't let you put lowercase letters.
Yeah, that is correct there. But finishing up that we have
Right.
Ben and McAlmighty.
I'm gonna go with Mac Almighty.
Mac Almighty? Got it.
Yes.
Interesting teams we got here. Now the teams are pretty balanced in terms of general skill rating, but as we've seen in past games, skill rating doesn't necessarily mean everything. Sometimes you have a complete shutout, sometimes you have closer games.
That's true. Sometimes people on your teams in comp are just monkeys, and you say, wow, we're the same rank. Thank you.
Now, this isn't quite solo queue, so the only monkeys we'll see are Winstons.
Yeah, that's the dream.
And we are going to head in here for the first map, Hollywood. Next, we'll be going to Control on Elios. Third on the list, Payload with Junkertown. Finishing it up with Assault on Hanamura. And in the case that we do have a draw, we do have a tiebreaker in Lijiang. Now, speaking of draw, do you want to tell us a little bit about the scoring system once again, Beatdown?
Sure. So the way it works here, Discord Throwdown, is if you win, you get 4 points. If you lose, you get 3. But that's only if you don't get completely shut out. Sorry, a draw is 3.
There you go.
Like I was saying though, if you don't get completely shut out but lose, you get 2, and like absolutely stomped like 4-0, only 1 point.
Now, there are certain definitions for the complete shutout, only earning you 1 point. One of those conditions, as we can see here on Hollywood, is if the attacking team manages to not cap the first point at all. So if they go in, they get a few ticks, it doesn't matter. They didn't cap the first point, and if they lose in that manner, it is a complete shutout.
Yep, that's absolutely right. But that still means you can get a point no matter what. The only way to not get it is to, well, not show up.
Now, on the blue team here, we do have WBC, Wawa's Bootcamp. We'll refer to them as Wawa's for now. And we do have On Fire on the red team, making things a little easier as Fire is a reddish shape. I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's really nice when these colors line up with the team. It makes it a lot easier for us, and I'm sure the people watching.
Now, good thing we don't have a situation like last time where we got orange teams, purple teams, red teams, on the blue team, you know?
I was gonna bring that up actually. I just remembered.
Yeah, one of the teams that currently plays in the Throwdown are named Orange Trash, but going in here on Hollywood, what do we got?
So we got Wawa's Bootcamp running a Widowmaker Junkrat. Basically standard deathball. The idea is they want to make space for Spiffy, hopefully to get any sort of pick off and make room for Leap Bomb to push through so that they can try and get some capture percentage. Pretty much
they're going for the backwards approach here as WPC is just kind of chilling at point. Ben actually gets the first pick on Stormy as they begin to push down the stairs. On fire. Looking to start something here. Both Widows kind of staring, or one Widow staring at each other. Beta goes for the contest, knocks down Spiffy. Flea Bomb in a bit of trouble here, gets the shield. Josiah swinging away at him. Both Reinhardt's relatively healthy. And it is Lee Bomb with the connection on Ben. Fire strike, so to the face. Spiffy gets the mech on Beta, and On Fire in a bit of trouble here as they are repelled from the point.
Yeah, it was a little troublesome in the beginning. Stormy getting picked off by Ven right away. However, they did manage to tighten up and hold it together. Ven getting pinned and D.Va mech going down really gave them what they needed to stabilize. As you can see now, they're perfectly healthy. The whole team's back. And they got some ults for it as well.
Now, poor D.Va, really. Completely staggered out of this point. Damage boosted a little bit there, trying to get their mech back, but that's not going to be a push until she does get that mech back. D.Va mech's really being so important to approach this point.
Yeah, luckily it does charge passively quite quickly as well, although still, any wasted time is bad.
Now we do have that Zarya ultimate, the Graviton, with the tire here, so it looks like WPC can do something special here. Tire comes out, Stormy, not looking for the Graviton quite yet, but does connect with Josiah. And it looks like the stop, once again, is going to be stopped before it even begins.
Yeah, really good ult economy so far. Only using one ult and essentially, oh wow, 2 kills right off the...
Yeah, right off the bat, as V-Bomb connects with Radical. Then, on the point here, trying to sneak something. Stormy's having none of it, though. Chases after him. Those Junkrat bombs going wild. He does get caught out in the end, though. And it is Knuckle Mighty kind of isolated here as he tries to maneuver his team back in.
Yeah, definitely a little too reckless there. Didn't really get anything for it and just ended up feeding. Although a lot of ultimates coming from both teams. Probably going to see a junk tire from Mac Almighty to open this up.
Now, there's the tire. Lee Bomb with a massive shatter. What? Oh, Lee Bomb in a bit of trouble. Deadeye comes out, grabs Diabolical. Lee Bomb gets tired. The Graviton finally comes out. Valkyrie trying to keep them topped off. Josiah blocking most of the tactical visor. Stabilizing. Liar Flynn trying to charge up something. Spiffy with that visor trying desperately to hold on to this point, but it is on fire, lighting up this point. 1 minute left on the clock, and they finally will look like they're going to secure it. Stormy trying to do us a little something here. Not quite enough, though. Lee Bomb comes flying back in, Diabolical on his tail. It is on fire that will cap this point.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not.
Well, Transcendence does come through. Liar Flame a bit of health here. But it is 3v. Oh, another shatter comes up for Josiah. He actually had enough time in that entire exchange to charge up one more. Stormy comes in with a tire. Even if he does manage to connect here, it's not going to do too much as the cart is moving.
Yeah, you know, you could tell that it kind of started to fall apart when Liar used the Graviton Surge. Probably should have held on to that as a lot of their team was down and couldn't get any follow-up as a result of that. After that, it was just kind of a lot of unnecessary ult usage. They really didn't need to do that. Yeah, it got them some time, but not a whole lot. And now they're way behind on ult economy. And On Fire having almost 4 ults to WBC's none.
Now, Lee Bomb going a bit deep there, getting a bit punished, but he is topped off by the Mercy. This point is really... Oh, actually, Radical falling over, tire. Mac Almighty looking for something, sees the mech, decides to ignore it once more, doesn't quite connect with anything. The bubble from Lee Bomb, preserving. Then, does get the D.Va mech. On Fire continues to push as Lee Bomb goes a little bit deep. Coalescence keeping that topped off here. And a bit of a scattered fight. You got here, Beatdown.
Yeah, you're right. You know, they're kind of splitting up a little too much. I think part of it is to deal with Ben here, who's kind of going on the flank. However, they're not really... You know, since they have the dive comp, they have all this mobility, and McCree is so immobile that if he's on his own, you can catch him by himself, jump on him. Like, everybody get rid of this guy, because you'll erase him, and then you can go back and fight your 6v5.
That's the entire time. The cart has been moving. WBC not really able to gain a foothold. Stormy looking to change that as the tire does come out. Josiah getting blown up for his troubles, and it looks like finally, as WBC has obtained their ults, they decide to use all of them, and they stabilize. Beta looking to be in a bit of trouble here, as there's nowhere for him to go, and he does get executed again. 4 D.Va players.
Indeed, the perfect stagger. Completely gets rid of her right as she got the mech back, so really stalled out for the most amount of time you could have. I don't know.
Speaking of stagger, Ben actually dying late as well.
Yeah, like I said, McCree being so immobile, he really can't get away once he's within Winston's Tesla cannon range.
Spiffy, the nasty connect on Jeffro. The Moira of that composition falls over, and Lebomb sees an opportunity, jumps in. A little bit of isolation here, does have the primal, but he's still alone. Does connect with Radical, and Spiffy just kind of going ham here. The Venom Mine cleaning up Mac Almighty in the back. This is the Spiffy show. With 40 seconds left on the clock, On Fire's going to have to do something special in order to really stop this Widowmaker. She's got the damage boost, she's got all the space in the world. What do you think they need to do to stop this?
Definitely not what they're doing right now. They need to probably run either a dive comp or at the very least some counter Widow, because she's not being protected much by a shield. So another Widow could one-shot her, in theory. However, a dive comp works as well. They could all just focus the Widowmaker, immediately erase her. But either way, what's happening right now, as you can see, it's really not working.
Yeah, that's 3 for Spiffy. Coalescence does come out, tries to get her off the high ground, but it's too late. 5 seconds left on the clock, and it doesn't look like On Fire are able to get to the cart. It's all going over. Beat drops, and they are stopped in their tracks. The fire is extinguished.
Yeah, the Spiffy show indeed. Absolutely popping off towards the end, getting so many kills.
Spiffy really just uncontested there the entire time, sitting in the exact same spot, not really moving, and On Fire just kind of walking into it. Their supports over and over. They kept getting dropped right behind that shield. The Reinhardt had it up the entire time. Spiffy had the high ground and was able to peek over it. So if they weren't directly on top of the Reinhardt, they would just get killed.
Yeah, that's right. And it's hard to be directly on the Reinhardt when you have the threat of the Winston just looming. And when your team isn't doing too much about it, it's a little difficult as a support. You know, you're doomed either way.
Indeed. Now, coming up here again, WBC kind of switching roles here, not quite running a dive, no Widowmaker in sights. However, Spiffy taking to that Zarya, another big player in this composition, trying to charge up that Graviton, and it looks like they will run quad tank, possibly going to a Lucio at some point. They do have a lot of healing, but they don't quite have enough speed, if I was to critique their composition a little bit. And On Fire, running the same thing they were comfortable with last time. They've got the tire. They've got Josiah on that Reinhardt. They're comfy.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this comp is a pretty decent counter to the quad tank, especially because WBC isn't running the Lucio with the Moira, so they're gonna be pretty slow. And that's actually really gonna hurt them, because you have Mac Almighty here on the Junkrat. The slower they are, the longer it takes them to get to the point, the more time he has to just lob those grenades into the Charge's Riptire. They're just basically huge ult batteries for him.
Small bait here, as we did see a Brigida hovered by Lebomb. Does switch back to the bigger shield man. And as we said, they are slow. Team On Fire can't capitalize on this. They've got the McCree, they've got the Junkrat. There's a lot of damage flying through, and BC don't quite have the manner to deal with it.
Yeah, although it's not to say it's impossible, especially when you land hooks like that.
Yeah, Ven actually falling over. Lebomb sees an opportunity. Vena going deep. Lebomb looking to swipe his way through to the point. Does connect with Ven. Eats that fire strike. Radical in a bit of trouble here as he's caught in the corner. Lebomb just picking up one after another. He's doing whatever he wants. He's got the shield. He's got the healing. And this On Fire defense is out of here.
Yeah, see, that's why I was saying that it's not so bad that they don't have the Lucio. You know, with the Mercy, they do have extra sustain, and it's still like these 4 tanks together, when they're being kept up, can do a lot of work.
Then switching over to that Reaper. Does see they have many tanks. Reaper is the correct pick here. He can shred through those tanks, keep himself sustained a little bit. Put some pressure on, but it may be too late. Fire in the hole does come out from Almighty. Catches Lebomb, who's overextended quite a bit. But the WBC Scars is still moving.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what he was doing there, but he overextended and he paid for it. Although I think they should regroup and not actually take this fight, because they are down the main tank. Especially with Josiah getting so close to the Earth Shatter. They have nothing they can do against it.
Now, speaking of overextension, it looks like Josiah will catch Stormy out along with 3 of his team members, Diva and Moira, falling over. Counter Shatter comes up from Lebomb. On Fire in a bit of trouble here. No they're not. They're good. Josiah stares down Spiffy, stares down Liar Flynn. They get out of there with their lives, but however, they are coming up on a Graviton.
Yeah, Graviton is out, but not too many damage ultimates, so they're gonna have to be careful when they're actually going into it, because although they are in the Graviton, they'll have to get up close to the Reaper to do any real damage. This is a really brawly comp.
Speaking of Reaper, he's got the death block. Actually, Stormy stops it before it even begins. Fire in the hole comes out. Jeff from OW trying to coalesce his way through. Mac Almighty, look at the tire. Can he connect? Not quite. Goes in circles. Ooh. And the tire is taken out. On fire. Still holding steadfast. However, they have 4 more minutes of the gauntlet to run through. Stormy does catch a pick on Mac. Coalescence comes through, and is this the end for On Fire here? As the Diva Bomb comes out, the Coalescence is flying out. Everyone's in trouble. It does catch Josiah, and On Fire in shambles here. Ben spinning his way to his death as he Wraith forms out of there.
Oh, but not far enough. You know, jumping in there for that Death Blossom, really questionable play. You know, he was by himself at that point. So many beefy tanks. Yeah, you could do a lot of damage, but you should really wait until you have cover, like from your Diva Matrix. Although they still have 3 more ults, so expecting the Transcendence right now, because they need to get out there right now.
Speaking of right now, Spiffy does have that Graviton. They're caught in the choke. There it is. 4 caught inside. Transcendence pop. Bomb comes over. Connects with 2. Graviton not really doing too much here. As On Fire successfully repel it with the Transcendence to counter that Zarya ultimate, with the Earth Shatter, and with the Diva Bomb.
Yeah, you know, there's really nothing you could do once that Transcendence came out. They really don't have any damage ultimates that could do anything against it. So it was good to back up. However, they didn't back up far enough. Actually, 2 of them not getting the cover from Leebom, who was not sure where he was, but he wasn't protecting his team from the Diva Bomb. So they lost 2 for it. Everything started to fall apart. Ben started picking up those kills. You can tell now he's already back to another Death Blossom.
Indeed, and a bit of deja vu here as Liar Flynn was caught in pretty much the exact same place as the last Diva. However, it is Leebom pushing in. He does have that shatter. They do not have Graviton, but they do have a whole hog. They can blast that shield. Josiah actually getting caught in here. It's a free Curse Shatter. Doesn't quite connect. Mac Almighty comes in. Ven with 2 in the back. Full support's down. Coalescence cleans up the rest. Leebom does connect with Radical, but it is in shambles as this attack ends very quickly. Liar Flynn looks to be staggered once again by Ven.
Super unfortunate, honestly. They should have been looking out for Ven. They didn't have to use the Earth Shatter. If they knew he was there, they could have focused him. They could have done something else, or just waited for the Shatter and saved their ultimates. But instead, they got nothing out of it. Now Josiah is coming up on his Earth Shatter, so they really need to be careful about that. You know, minute and a half left. The time's really starting to burn out for them. Although they have 3 ultimates coming up right now. Hopefully they can make something out of the Diva Bomb.
Now Valkyrie popped early. Leebom looking in, kind of baiting that Earth Shatter. There it is. Does connect with Diabolical somehow. And Coalescence comes through, saves her life and the rest of their tank line. Ben in the middle of the fray, looking to try to connect with something. Bomb comes out, grabs Mac Almighty. He's out of there. Radical in the middle of the fray with the Transcendence. It's about to run out. He's caught out. Can he get away? Nope. It's Leebom with the connection on that charge. Another Coalescence comes out. Ben with the Death Blossom. It looks like On Fire actually losing this as Beta and Jeff are caught by Leebom's Shatter once again. Beta trying to get back into his mech, actually gets in. Josiah coming back out, Mac Almighty with him, and this cart has been stopped still. However, Liar looks to try to move it up a little bit. Mac Almighty, another tire. Liar in a bit of trouble, says, nah, I don't want that one. Does get punished for it, doesn't seem to connect with anyone. And Liar in Baby Diva form, trying to get something else done. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, you know, they took that fight a little too long. Once they realized started losing members, they should have regrouped, because they did force out a lot of ultimates, but instead they used a couple of theirs. And that might hurt them for this next push. However, the only thing On Fire really has to work with right now is the Earth Shatter that's about to come up. And if they can make use out of this Graviton, WDC can take this point. Especially now that they've swapped to the Pharah, they actually don't have anything that can combat it. So they really gotta take this fight now.
Now, 13 seconds left on the clock. They got to do something. Spiffy is the man to watch here, as he does have the Graviton. If he catches something, it can't be eaten by Beta. He's going to have to shoot it soon. Then, gets inside Leebom, trying to do something. Wraith form popped. Radical connects with Leebom. He doesn't have the Shatter. He cannot connect with the Shatter. And Medic spamming that Coalescence inside. Jeff trying to keep his tanks healthy. And it is Stormy. He's just spamming. He's doing whatever he wants. The Pharmacy's going huge here. Grabs 2. Looking for more. Ven in his sights. Coalescence comes through. Tries to grab Stormy. Stormy gets Ven 2. That's 3 under his belt. Jeff does get Diabolical, however, and he does not have that pocket anymore. Can he do something here? He does fall over. Jeff going huge. Grabs the damage bomb on Jeff. And Radical finally gets that Transcendence. The team's coming back. Josiah and Mac return, head and Stavridis, as I didn't pronounce that right. But first of all, Mercy, Flyer Flint in the back here, another shatter, more ults flying everywhere. Josiah and Radical are caught. Beta looks to be next. Fire the hole from the jail. Die, as these ults are coming back after. This fight keeps going. It keeps going. Then gets Matic and Smithy. Lebob connects to the bed, and they actually get pooped off the point. It's a successful defense. On Fire wins.
Wow, what a crazy last fight. Yeah, what really happened that hurt them was they kind of ignored Ben on his way back, and Medic actually tried to 1v1 to Ben, and as a Moira, you don't want to 1v1 Reaper. Not at all.
Ben, the man of this game, gets the play of the game, and rightfully so. His Reaper is just always in there, stopping WVC from really doing anything, tearing up that quad tank. And while they did decide to switch to the Vara, it doesn't look like they were able to connect with too many kills before their tank line came back from the spawn, which was very close.
Yeah, for a while they should have known that. When playing quad tank into a Reaper Junkrat is quite literally suicide. You're just feeding ult to one of the two strongest damage ultimates in the game, and you're not really getting anything yourself out of it. So that switch to Far was good, but it was way too late.
Indeed. Now that was because it was a regular loss for WVC, and a regular win for On Fire. It's 4 points On Fire, 2 points WBC here. And Hollywood out of the way, we are heading to the next map, which is Control. Happens to be Ilios. We're going to Greece.
My favorite map.
Really now?
No, that's not true. It's Kings Row. But
Yeah.
I feel like that's just such a default answer, but it's also objectively the best map, so I don't know.
Man after my own heart, Kings Row being the tried and true good map of Overwatch, something they've released, something everyone loves, something everyone used to start with back in scrims.
I don't know what you mean by used to. I still think it's not an NA scrim unless you play Kings Row.
Indeed. I've been seeing a differential because of these forced map picks due to contenders. We haven't seen much of Kings Row because they've been forcing other maps.
Oh no, of course. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, Ilios, something common, as they only have a limited amount of maps to run through here on
Control.
these Control maps.
Which makes me sad. It is my favorite game mode.
And let's see here, as Ilios, we're going to go look into Ilios here. Power players coming through. Spiffy, even though Wawa's Bootcamp lost that first point, Spiffy was going huge during those last moments there. Spiffy and Ven are going to be two very good carries for both teams. They're doing just about the same amount of work. And they adapted. You've got the Reaper pick for the quad tank. Even though the first defense was disastrous, they managed to hold it. They managed to hold through the gauntlet for 5 minutes. And maybe we'll see some Widowmaker coming out from Spiffy once again. It did seem to neuter On Fire here, as they weren't really able to contest it too much. We might see more Reaper if Wawa decides to run that quad tank. But I have a feeling that both teams will be running some sort of dive variant here throughout these maps.
Yeah, it is definitely the ideal comp. Very meta, I should say. It's funny you bring up Spiffy too. I was expecting him to go back on the Widowmaker when they were on the attack round. He was just popping off. I'm sure he could have just popped off again and really just given them the edge on that.
Now both teams here, mentioning in chat, they're shaking. Really intense matchup here. We've got something great going on here between Wawa's Bootcamp and On Fire. Things are heating up as we will head into Ilios here soon.
That's right, we're only in map 2. This 4-map series. So we still got a lot of room to get hype.
Indeed. And it is, as we said, a unique point system. Generally, if you did win more maps, you will have a win. But it might not necessarily be so. It might be 2-2. But if you have a better point differential, say you got completely shut out one map and then you just regular lost another map, then it could be possible that you did lose. So no matter what the map score is, it is the point score that matters if we do decide to go to a tiebreaker for the 5th map.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You got to be good at control if you're going to win this series.
Indeed. A little bit of mix-up here. So you will have to take at least 1 point if you don't want to risk getting 4 points to 1 here. Adds a little bit of interest, adds a little bit of more competitiveness to these type of maps. And as we continue, we are seeing Widowmaker from Spiffy once again.
Yeah, this is one of the, Actually, one of the only rounds on Ilios where you actually can run the Widowmaker with a lot of success, because there it's just, as someone once said to me, Ilios runes is just one big line, and I can never unhear that or unsee that.
It is a big line. It's like did you ever play that game called Medic in elementary school with the dodgeball and the walls that were up? Or is that a American thing?
No, we did that here too.
Yeah, this is what this map reminds me of. You got a big line in the middle, you're trying to do stuff in the middle, and you've got one dude all the way in the back, the most important guy, doing what he's doing best, hiding behind walls. And instead of saving people, he's taking people's heads off as the Widowmaker.
Wow.
Bit of a stretch, but...
No, now I can't unsee that. So thanks.
Today we learned Overwatch is just over-exaggerated dodgeball.
Can't wait for a dodgeball mode. Alright, so now we're starting. Actually, seeing a death ball from On Fire.
Now, they were countered from the same composition coming out here, except Stormy is on the Tracer nowadays. Spiffy's still on the Widowmaker. Was shown to be able to take people's heads off even behind the shield. Now, he's spreading out a bit here. Spiffy, contested by Beta. They knew he was going to go on that Widowmaker, and they've taken countermeasures. He's completely out of the fight. However, it is Josiah just swinging wildly onto the point, and it looks like WBC are in a bit of trouble here, as their dive hasn't really connected with anything. Stormy, the first one to fall, as McAlmighty lands those shots. Now, it is On Fire as they take the point here. Everyone just kind of dropping. The dive not really able to connect with anything, and the tank comp doing what they do best. Death balling onto the point and stopping anyone from dying with that Moira, even though Beta had lost his map here.
Yeah, a few issues here. The Lee Bomb and Lyre aren't exactly in sync. They're split up a lot. It really hurt them. Their dives weren't as clean as they needed to be to get anything done. On top of that, Diabolical spent the entire time with Spiffy, and therefore her tanks and other DPS players actually weren't getting the heals that they needed to sustain themselves.
Now, Ben really the man to watch here, as he is the McCree. He's going to be the prime target for a dive if that happens. However, McAlmighty does grab Medic, and Lyreflin does grab his counterpart, as Deadeye does come out here, looking for the Widow. Widow in his sights, gets popped, wins that sniper duel. Who knew? Pistols beat snipers.
Yeah, looks like that's the case. They really need, now that Stormy's on the Genji here, honestly, they just need to pick a target and all dive together. All their medics, all their tanks, DPS, they all have mobility of some sort, so they can all move together. They need to do it right now. They're behind on the ult economy. The point's already more than half completed.
And McAlmighty is coming back here. They are in a prime position to dive. They just need to execute. Valkyrie does come out. Lebon comes in. Dashes. Comes through. Jeff in a bit of trouble here. Shatter, actually, retaliates. And Lyreflin in a bit of trouble. Stormy looking to play, but countered. Does die in the end. Nerf this. Too salty. Bit of saltiness about that. Does die from the bomb, but then he's got his back. Deadeye's 2 in his name. And again, On Fire just dominating this point here as Medic dives late to the hook.
Yeah, unfortunate. Lyre wasn't paying attention. Missed the Deadeye almost, but still, Lee Bomb actually went for a crazy, from distance, I want to say Kobe Winston barrier, almost saved the Mercy while Dia was rezzing, but it didn't end up working up. Now they have no ults to work with.
On Fire, on the point, then caught out as the rest of his team deathballs in that little choke there. The dive does get out onto the point here, and this could be the chance for them to turn it around. Bomb comes out. Beta gets Stormy. That's huge. They don't have the Genji to clean up these kills anymore. Beta looking for more as he doesn't get the mech with that bomb as well. Josiah getting that fire strike off on Lyreflin. And it looks like On Fire will be able to hold here, even though Lee Bomb is primaling here. On Fire really taking no damage. Jeff just free-firing his healing. Spiffy coming in here with the support of his Mercy. Hammer down comes through. Stormy does to get the dash through, but however he is knocked over from behind. And Coalescence seems to seal up this point as Spiffy and Lyre desperately try to cap. It could be a shutout here.
Yeah, it is starting to look that way. There's only one person left on the point. It doesn't look like anyone else is going to make it. Even if they did, they would just get shredded. There's really no way to come back from a situation like this.
And it is first point going to On Fire here. Really? This isn't what I expected at all. I expected some retaliation. Spiffy should have gone huge on the Widowmaker. He did at first, but it seemed like that death ball was too much for the front line of WBC. They didn't seem to coordinate. Spiffy and Stormy were on completely different targets, and they and that's not how you run a dive. You end up with damage all over the place, different objectives. Dive is supposed to be a refined blade that just kind of cuts through, picks one target, and then blows them up from the outside.
Yeah, well said. The idea is that you all focus your damage into one point, because separately it's not very good damage. Although now they're going for the Orisa Roadhog. Actually, both teams are. Really classic here. You want to get whatever boops you can into the well. Make use of the CC.
Classic saying, if you can't beat them, join them. Now let's see
right.
who matches up here. It's going to be the Hogs and the Orisa to really look out for. Mac Almighty kind of pushing forward, but Liar Flynn sneaking up behind, taking a bit of damage, but can kind of sip it off. No big danger here. On Fire getting a bit of antsiness. Beta actually caught out here, and the rest of his team comes across. Then on that flank, does connect with Spiffy, sneaks up on him, says, "Hello, I'm the better McCree. I'll be taking this spot." And it is WBC in a bit of trouble here as they begin to fall apart.
Yeah, so far they are making trades. They could still turn this around, although they have a lot of damage to work through as they're running the triple tank on the side of On Fire.
Coalescence. Jeff actually managed to charge it in this entire exchange. Beta goes deep. They're looking to disconnect with something, but that's the worst part about this composition is that you can't do too much damage. And as they say, that Lyra just gets pulled off. You don't need to do damage if he's in the pit. Both Roadhogs in the pit as Spiffy on this new Farah boops him off. 2 picks in a hole.
Yeah, Farah's definitely a great pick for the well. If you can land those concussion mines, that's basically a free kill every fight if they're not paying attention.
Now Stormy looking for more. Does reflect that flashbang on the Ven. Does back out in the end. He does have that Dragon Blade, though. He is the man to look out for. Beta in a bit of trouble here as he looks to do something. Might pop that blade, and he doesn't. Spiffy does connect with Beta in the meantime. Josiah in a little bit of trouble. And it is still 0-0 here. Beatdown. Both teams have not been able to cap. We've had about a 2-minute fight now. Stormy goes huge. He gets booped up somehow. And does want to clean up this fight quickly. Blade finally being able to get used. And On Fire are repelled in the end.
Insane. We must have seen like 4 or 5 ultimates used before somebody actually capped the point. Really good back and forth. However, Spiffy on the far was the difference maker here. You know, now they're way ahead on ults too. 3 ultimates. Medic will probably get his ultimates soon. Although they also have a support ult and 3 ults on the side of On Fire. What they're gonna need to do though is really be careful of Spiffy. You know, Ven's gonna want to focus in there. That should be his entire job. You need to take Spiffy out of the sky or deny him space at the very least, zoning it.
Ven looking for another flank play here. Bomb helping him connect inside. Stormy doesn't seem to hear the flashbang. In a bit of trouble here. Ven does have that Deadeye. And actually the Roadhog, Lyerland just walks past McCree. Ven still the man to look out for as he's about to set up this Deadeye. It's high noon. Spiffy gets knocked over, but does retaliate with his barrage. Jeff connecting with Liar. However, On Fire needs to finish this up quick. WBC still on the point. It doesn't matter if they're not winning the fight. They're still on the point. They still hold the point, and they're gaining points. Lots of points.
So many points. You're absolutely right. You know, they need to cleanly win this fight if they're going to flip it in their favor. Otherwise, disengage and try again. Because right now, they're just wasting time.
Speaking of points, the whole point of this composition is just to do something. They need to do something. Stormy has the blade finally again. But what's the use of running this composition if all you're going to do is run Stormy on the blade to clean up your kills? Now, as we speak, Spiffy does move off Mac Almighty's. Stormy looking for more, not quite able to connect with too much. Dropping low, and he falls into the pit, gets out. He's good. He had it calculated, just like Spiffy. Cleaning up the rest of those kills. Jeff and Josiah falling over to his wrath. Rockets in the air. Beta running for his life. And it looks like WBC retaliate with a passion as they hold out On Fire here on this next point.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, 100-0, but from both sides this time.
Both teams not taking a loss for granted. Want to keep this going as much as possible, and if I am correct here, if the symmetry, excuse me, is correct, we will have a 99-99 match here on Lighthouse.
Oh, that would be something. So, you know,
Exciting matchup. Now Spiffy switching back and forth, not really able to find his identity, but finally settling on this Farah. Able to do a lot with Diabolical pocketing him, and Stormy really the man to look out for, charging those blades as these fights last forever. Both teams getting healed up to maximum, and it's really up to the DPS to shut these things down.
Yeah, you're right. You know, Spiffy's doing a lot of work here on the Farah. And honestly, Farah is really good on control, so there's really no reason not to use it in the first place. Although the McCree is acceptable as long as you do focus on getting rid of the Farah, which Ven was doing to some degree, and wow, see, this is exactly why. That damage from range, no fall-off, taking out too salty.
Too salty to Zenyatta. No way to really avoid those. Saw his death in his sights, and it looks like WPC will be able to cap this point without any trouble. They've stuck their Orisa on. Beta looking for Spiffy here. Spiffy in a bit of trouble. Gets out of there. Diabolical, however, is lucky enough to get out as well. Drops low, but it is Spiffy and the rest of WPC cleaning up these kills. Those damage boosted rockets doing a large amount of damage, coincidentally. And On Fire just really have no way to deal with this.
Yeah, you know, they had a pretty good idea jumping Spiffy as he was a little low. Could have caught him out of position. However, you know, they didn't just... It didn't quite work out. They didn't actually have enough room for Ven to... Because he couldn't actually get up there and take any shots. The D.Va alone couldn't really do much damage.
Fire in the hole comes out. Mac trying to make a difference here. Tyre does come rolling out. Can he connect with anything? Sees Spiffy, sees Liar. Needs to pick something. Goes for lead bomb, but however that fortify. Keeping him topped off. Stormy, flashbang, no blade for you. It is On Fire. Actually retaliating here. Shutting down that blade, shutting down the, even though their tire got shut out, and they capitalized on it. Even though the tire failed, they used that tire to go in, they grabbed all the space, and it is WPC that are repelled in the end from their own point.
Yeah, that isn't too bad. They did get away right away. Spiffy doing well to disengage after he knew that that fight was over. Only one ult traded from both sides, so still expect to see a lot of ultimates here. Especially Josiah, gonna use that Winston ult to stall most likely. You know, Spiffy has the rocket barrage. Hopefully gonna make something big out of it right now so they can flip the point back for them.
Now Van really the man to keep eyes out on for. Has that Deadeye looking for Spiffy. Can use it whenever he wants. Spiffy goes high. He needs to use the Deadeye. He's in trouble. He can't drop in time. Actually mistimes it. Then not really able to capitalize on that crucial mistake from Spiffy. Could be the end of the fight here regardless as Stormy is caught. Nana boost does come out. Spiffy looking to barrage. Gets 3. Really a confusing fight here. And possibly that misplay costing Ven his team the point. Costing Ven his team the point, excuse me, as they desperately try to stall. Spiffy just really charging up his barrage once again on this primal.
Yeah, you know, when you see raw Fire user jump jets, and you have the Deadeye, that's an immediate press Q, because in an open space, she actually has no time to get down. That hesitation is really what caused it to not work out. However, it doesn't seem like it's going to matter as they might not recap.
Well, On Fire just coming back here. Spiffy in a bit of trouble as Ven's coming back for extra. Needs to land those shots. Not quite able to do it. Spiffy looking to land those rockets. Tyre does come out from Mac Almighty. Doesn't seem to connect. The Flyer does kill the main body. However, it is 79, 80%. They've been stalling for 40 seconds.
Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. You know, you need to win your fights cleanly. But this kind of sloppy engagement, lack of disengage, is really what might cost them this map. You know, it's about to get to 99%.
Stormy still alive. Does have that Dragon Blade soon. Medic comes out, doesn't quite grab Stormy. Stormy coming up with a blade here. Can he do something with it? He needs to do something with it. It's 99%. Oh no, he falls off. He climbs back up. Needs to connect with something. Sees the Junkrat, finally grabs him, but he does die in the end. Deadeye comes out from Ven, looking to steal away this point for On Fire. Liar Flynn does get in his face, however. But it is too late as his mech is dropped and his inner baby soon to be dropped as well. Something I'd never really say in real context. Inner baby, yikes. But it is another point to On Fire. Excuse me, another 4 points for On Fire.
That's right. 2 maps, 8 points. They're really on fire.
Yikes. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Good night.
That's fine. I can solo cast. I got this.
Well, bad puns aside, Stormy with a bit of a glitchy bug here for the play of the game.
Couldn't be the return of the wall jump? What did I just see?
Yikes, the wall tech coming through. He gets booped up all the way somehow with the blade actually being used. I'm not sure if he got booped up. I'm not sure if he used the blade and then it carried on with the wall climb and he went into an infinity. But either way, 4 points to WBC as they have 2 points from a loss earlier and another 2 points here. And 8 points to On Fire for 2 of their wins.
Yeah, so far so good. Honestly, if you're On Fire, you must be feeling pretty good. Taking 2 maps quite cleanly, I must say.
Now, it will have to be wins for Wawas. They're looking for wins now. And as we go into the next map after this break, it will be Junkertown. They're going to have to do something there. But as I said, we are going into break. I'm John. That's Beatdown. Got anything? Got any last words, Still Break?
We'll see you soon.
All right. And we are back from our break. Hello. Welcome back, Beatdown.
Hello, thank you. You too.
That is Wawa's Bootcamp. As we said earlier, Wawa's Bootcamp versus On Fire. On Fire are actually on fire. 8 points to WBC.
Mike on.
Widowmaker, and you know Widowmaker's great on Junkertown.
Yeah, indeed. Wawa's in a bit of trouble here. You know, the first thing that comes to my mind is, you know, the Mario death sound, the wah 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 wah. That's what I think of right now.
Oh,
You
I
know,
never thought of that. Yeah.
when Lee Bob jumps in and then gets zapped to death by a Winston, it's just wah 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 wah
Womp womp.
wah
Something
wah.
like that.
You know. Oh yeah, well, that works as well. You know, the Pac-Man death sound, the wah wah.
That's right. And now both teams are here, messing with me once again, and you, with this wonderful comp coming out of On Fire.
Indeed, looks like my solo queue game's here coming out, and then the lone Zarya pick, the salty Zarya pick. I'm gonna solo carry here with my Graviton.
You got what? You get tanks in your ranked games?
I actually do. You get one guy that picks a tank, and then it's like, that's the guy that'll fill, and then you get these. He's like, guys, I'll fill, and then he picks Zarya, and then you get this around you, and when no one else picks.
Wow, I love Overwatch competitive, guys. It's a great time. You should play it.
I am having a lot of fun.
Oh, me as well. This is just.
But as we say, we're about to have a lot of fun. We're about to enter the fun zone as we are seeing WBC line up their composition here, running a no Orisa actually, but instead running a Reinhardt with the typical second bridge stop composition.
Yeah, now we're about to really have some fun as On Fire actually
stealing my jokes, are we?
Hey. So now they're coming out with the basic dive comp with the Junkrat though. Junkrat McCree actually. It's a little strange, but I guess they're gonna need to make a lot of space to allow this medium and long range damage to actually become effective.
Spiffy's got that damage boost. Looking to connect something here. The cart is moving, however. Data kind of stuck at the top. Actually, does manage to go over. A weird bug there. Roofs are a bit wonky. Josiah does come inside. Says, hello, I'm here. We're approaching. Lee Bomb does get pressured off along with the rest of his team. And it is On Fire, pushing their advantage here as Stormy connects with Mac Almighty, and On Fire are pushed back. A back and forth approach. Then in the flank here, looking to connect with something, doesn't seem to get it, approaches the front once again, and these tanks are just soaking up all of these damage. Moira, Jeff, coming up close on that Coalescence here, only 10% left. Can he do something? And he can't. Stormy says no, then retaliates, grabs two, both supports down, and this defense from WBC is going to fall over without their support. Lee Bomb in the middle here, no healing in his side, Spiffy. Oh, actually, really odd approach. Too salty in the back line, actually trying to carry this. Transcendence comes through, and what is happening here, Beatdown?
Yeah, you know, they lost. Ben went on a crazy flank, ended up getting both the healers, and you'd think that would just be the end of it. However, Spiffy and Stormy just really took it all into their own hands, getting kills. Another one right there. Absolutely just taking them down, even forcing out the Transcendence. Now they don't have it.
It's raining ultimates as Jeff uses his Coalescence to save Josiah. However, it's not over yet. Josiah does have that Primal if he needs to use it. Spiffy and Lee Bomb do have those ultimates as well to use them. WBC in good hands here, as they have a lot of ultimates to swing this round if it does need to come to it. However, they don't seem to be using anything. And as I say that, Medic using his Coalescence. Fire in the hole comes out. Mac Almighty looks to connect with something, gets Medic, and he falls over. Lee Bomb has that Discord on him, looking to swing his way out of here, and it is finally On Fire that grabbed the point. What a hectic first point we've got here, Beatdown.
Absolutely. Good flashbang from Ben, stopping Liar from actually finishing the whole hog. Wasn't able to destroy Mac Almighty's junk tire, and therefore he got the value that he needed out of it.
As we're speaking, Mac Almighty connects with Stormy. Beta looking to approach a little bit further. Ven on that flank once again on that McCree. Lee-Bomb spots him out though. Will he go for the charge? Nah, he thinks better of it as Spiffy from his own team gets knocked over by Mac. Those pipes going long, Spiffy not really able to predict where they're going, and he ends up getting caught by all of them. WBC here. Do still have that Earth Shatter, switching over Spiffy to that Reaper. You think it'll work out?
I do. You know, it's a pretty decent way to counter against the dive comp. As soon as you see Josiah on the Winston jump in, you just try and tear him to shreds as quickly as you can. Can do something here. Now they gotta watch out for Ben though. He's gonna probably deadeye them from behind.
And as you say that, here it comes, Liar blocking him off, and he actually does die. Too Salty not able to heal from that height. Josiah coming in, shocking everyone. Too Salty keeping everyone topped off for now, but they don't have Ben. All the damage is going to come out from Too Salty as he does knock over Lee Bomb, and he does get retaliated. Stormy with another tire. Tires everywhere. It's a garage as they all blow up. Malfunctions everywhere as the explosions come flying out. The cart is moving, and it is on fire. That look to secure this the second point here. Liar Flynn trying desperately to stay on the cart. Medic falling over. Diabolical in the air, trying something. Jeff sucking the life out of him on that Moira, and Liar does die in the end.
Yeah, only so much One Mercy can do, but you can't, I always say you can never out heal 6 people shooting you all at the same time.
And Ben, once again, check out this man going for another flank.
Yeah, you know, you think they'd try and stop him or do something about it, but for the most part, they're just kind of letting him do whatever.
Or rather, they can't do anything about it as the Junkrat that was going to contest him. Oh, actually, as we say that, Diabolical in a bit of trouble here, Ben. Goes for the flank, doesn't seem to connect, and backs away a little bit. But he's going to keep doing that. They need to be on their toes.
Absolutely. They need to keep a watch for this guy. He's definitely looking for the flank. He has no intention of stopping.
Spiffy actually getting an early pick onto Jeff here. The Moira is crucial to that composition kind of staying together. However, they're not together at all. Ven is actually near their spawn, caught out by Liar here as the flank kind of falls apart early. It wasn't exactly a flank. It felt more like an overextension here.
Yeah, definitely flew too close to the sun there, Ben, and he paid for it. Although now he did manage to charge another Deadeye, so they're going to have to watch their backs. They're probably going to use it.
Spiffy, the amazing flying Beyblade as he comes going up. Doesn't seem to kill anybody, though. And he is firing his way over. Then, with another Deadeye. Oh, no! This goes too slow. The cowboy gets exploded by the bunny. Mac Almighty as well. And these fights just keep going, however. Although all On Fire have been moving the cart the entire time, it is WBC that finally stopped in their tracks to say, no, we're not having any of this. Let's use 4 ultimates. We're going to stop you in your tracks.
Although a bit excessive, it did definitely get the job done. Although they got to be careful now because they got 3 ultimates for On Fire, and Mac Almighty will probably get the junk tire soon. Because, you know, Junkrat just gets it so quickly. Already being at 74%, pretty much guarantees that he'll have it this fight.
Now, if this fight comes through sloppy at all, it is going to be Stormy with the tire. He looks to be backing up here so he can use it. Josiah uses that jump. If he has the time to use it, it is now. As he backs away, comes into the corner. Where is it? It's not coming out. Ben says, okay, nothing's happening. I'm just going to roll in here and kill your entire backline. I'm a flanker. I'm McCree. And he grabs 2. Tire finally comes out, doesn't seem to connect. Fire Flynn, ending Ben's life. The flanker's down. Too Salty, however, taking the DPS rollout. Call me Jay Jonak, and he starts connecting. Shots after shots after shots. Discord's flying everywhere. Lee Bomb in his sights next. Liar Flynn says, no, we can't have any of that, and he's got a backup plan. Transcendence comes through. Jeffro with the the damage orb actually killing Diabolical. And On Fire, looking to try to close this fight out, but it is WBC coming back out of their spawns. Liar Flynn says, get off my point. And again, excessive use of ultimates. Spiffy and Liar Flynn both using their ultimates here just to stop a push that was already over.
Yeah, I guess you can never be too safe with these guys. You know, they really gotta tighten it up now. If they lose one more fight like that, it's gonna be over. You know, Ben is just out here doing his best Tracer impression, just showing them that he can flank too. They gotta do something about him. He's just doing whatever he wants, and now we're probably gonna expect another Deadeye from the back. This time they better be ready for it.
Yeah, and speaking of Deadeyes, he's maneuvering his way over. He sees something. He sees Stormy, actually. Does get the flashbang. Doesn't seem to kill him. Wraithform, however, pop. Ven in a bit of trouble here. Can't connect. Diva's directly on top of him. And he falls over early. Mac Almighty with the tire to try to do something. Does connect with Spiffy. Josiah looking to connect with more. Actually, Mako gets the mech as well. And it is WBC had to have to pop the Valkyrie. Lee Bomb comes in huge with the shatter. Stops it right in their tracks. 27 seconds left on the clock. And they need to reset this fight before they don't even have another chance. Josiah comes in with the primal and they don't want to back up from this fight. 19 seconds left on the clock. Stormy with a tire connects on Ven from out of spawn. He's not able to join the game, and it's too late. Even if they back up now, it is WBC that are going to stop them in their tracks. They're going to have to go for a weird disjunct approach as the bomb comes out. Does connect with 2, and it works out in their favor. Josiah actually gets on the point. Can they make it in time? Yes, they do. Overtime takes over. Stormy connects with Josiah. Liar's Flame connects with Jeff. And Ven in that flank again. Once again, doing his best Tracer impression. Does have the Deadeye. Can he use it safely? There it comes. 1, 2, 3. No, he gets swooped off to the point. Into the shatter. A synergy play coming out from WBC here to connect. And On Fire's push.
Absolutely huge shatter from the end there of Lee Bomb. Just shutting down whatever it is they had planned.
What a back and forth exchange here. You had the tire coming out immediately, or not the tire yet, but the bomb coming out in the beginning here, and it just starts off things. Even though On Fire were really in trouble there, they needed to do something quickly. They didn't back up in time. It was the Diva that really, it was Beta that really set that going.
Yeah, incredibly well-timed Diva Bomb, and well-positioned as well. You know, you could tell that the idea was going for the Resurrect. And when it happens, while Mercy is channeling her res, she is stuck in place. And once it's going on, she cannot stop it. So, as soon as the Spiffy got resurrected, both Dia and Spiffy died immediately.
Yeah, indeed. And really, just a back and forth exchange. Finally, all those ultimate usages are kind of coming in hand here as they kind of exploded at the end. What a nice finish to the first attack here. However, we are on defense now, On Fire, looking to stop WBC right in their tracks, saying, we want to win this right here, right now. If we win this, there's no chance of you coming back from this point deficit. Which is true. On Fire have 8, WBC have 4. If WBC lose this, the best they can do is a 6, while On Fire will receive 12.
Yep, that's right. And On Fire, just looking to close the book on this match here. All they need to do is hold. Hold literally anywhere except for that very last point at the end. And they got this.
Indeed. Josiah and the rest of On Fire taking a weird approach here, kind of holding in an odd spot as Ven sticking to what he's best at, sticking to that McCree. Not exactly in the flank yet, maybe in the flank of his own team, but let's see if he ends up inside of their spawn somehow, as you said earlier, he enjoys his Tracer impressions.
Oh yeah, the match has only just started, so give Ben some time. I'm sure he'll give us something to watch.
Now, as we are watching him, indeed, he is spamming out, already 23% on that Deadeye, kind of farming off of Liar. Needs to be careful, though, as pipes are flying through from Stormy. Stormy, however, falling low, does back out, then backs off in the end.
Yeah, essentially just used the flashbang to save himself. Definitely well played. Getting back with his team.
Now, Lebomb, really the signal of aggression for WBC. The moment he starts swinging, you know something's going to happen. He comes up and is pushing. Fire, the hole comes out. Mac Almighty already with the tire. Spiffy finds it, connects with it. Ven actually killing Medic in the back. And again, he's in their flank. No one can deal with him. Spiffy finally sees him, and it is Liar that connects, but it's too late. They've already lost one of their supports.
Yeah, although Ben doing a lot of work as always. You know, it seems like On Fire does their best work when they're down a few members. You see, they're down to 4 people versus 6, but then they started pulling in the kills. Liar just losing his mech too, and they're staggering him.
Oh no, poor Diva. Again, Liar just at the receiving end of these staggers. That's 3 times now. Ven, however, sneaky beaky in the backline once again, exact same spot. Let's see if WBC can adapt to this.
Yeah, still 2.5 minutes. They do have time to make something happen here. They got 3, almost 4 ultimates. You know, they could run a Nano Reinhardt, maybe look for a pick up the junk tire and go off that. Although they gotta be careful with 2 salty transcendents.
Bit of dangerous positioning here. Ven looking for something. Lyre immediately stops it. Defense Matrix coming out. Bomb comes through. Not Bomb, excuse me. Tire. Stormy grabs 2. McElvedy and Jeff, crucial for this defense here, are gone. Beta in the flank here with the bomb. It's not going to do anything. And WBC look to capture this first point immediately. Tire coming out to seal the deal from Stormy. Excuse me, Mac from the spawn. He's looking for something. Finds Medic. And can On Fire really hold this point once again. WBC just keep moving it in. Bongo comes out. Lee Bomb runs into the fortified. Josiah actually kills Stormy. Coalescence comes through. Jeff and the rest of On Fire looking to retain this point with the Bongo, with the Coalescence, and it's huge. Jeff gets 3. Takes a nap after his hard work.
Yeah, well deserved. Really good hold from them. Although it did cost them 3 ultimates. They did draw out a few from WBC.
Now Lyre does have that bomb. We've seen how crucial these bombs can be in these clutch situations, as seen from before from On Fire on the 3rd point here. However, this is only first point. WBC need to do something huge here and then continue the momentum going in.
60 seconds.
Yeah, you know, they need to stick together more, and I think time their engagement's a little better. You know, the last fight, you could tell they lost it because Lebon was in there on his own. Nobody really followed up with him. So they really need to fix that if they're going to get to this next point, or get even further.
Then once again with that data, look out for him. He's in the flank. He sees Diabolical. Is he going to go for it? It's High Noon. Here it comes. He doesn't even need it. He grabs Medic. It's finally High Noon. 1, 2, 3. Then again on the flank. 4. And he grabs more. He's just cleaning up the entire team. This is the Ven show. He's on fire.
30 seconds remaining.
Or rather, would I say he's on fire.
Hey, both you could say. Wow, yeah, you know, at first it looked like the Spiffy show, but it's starting to look like Ben is taking over for himself. This guy, honestly, you could just call him the MVP. Just getting so many key kills for his
And
team.
as we say that, actually, Spiffy takes his head off, says, I need my spot back. Excuse me. Starts taking heads off on the comfort pick. Too salty, forced to Transcendence. Bomb comes out. Can it connect with anything? It does not. Spiffy looks to connect with more. Jeff actually falling over here. Without that Moira, they're not going to be able to heal much. Beta's going to have to go deep. Spiffy under a little bit of fire here. Medic not able to really capture him. Fire in the hole comes out. Stormy looking for something. Finds the tire and they connect. Except the Stormy wins that exchange. Grabs Mac Almighty too. Says, I want 2. Lee Bomb looking for more. Swinging his hammer. Blocking off the damage. He's doing Reinhardt things. However, he is discorded. Falls a little bit low. And too low as too salty. 5 orbs in the back of his head. Jeff Coalescence cleans up this point here, and it is On Fire that will seal the deal here with a W on Junkertown.
You know, I don't know why Spiffy switched off of the Widowmaker. He was definitely popping off towards the end. And you know, when the team has to keep bodies on the payload, it really gives you a lot of room to just shoot down the sight line, especially in a place like Junkertown, where you have such wide open map, like areas. You can just hide all the way in the back and just absolutely uncontested just shoot, and they'd have to actually sacrifice bodies from the point to deal with you. But instead, opting for the Tracer, where the complete opposite, just get right in your face on an overtime brawl.
Now Ven, really the man of the hour, and the hour is High Noon as that Deadeye manages to tear apart WBC, doing whatever he wanted, really. With that tank comp that WBC were running, they weren't really able to contest him. The only person able to do it was D.Va, as she shut him down sometimes with the defense matrix, but it was consistent every single time they tried to engage. Ven was there, pistol in his hands, Mercy out of the skies. There was nothing they could really do.
No, that's absolutely right. So now we're looking at On Fire just taking the win, commanding 12 points to 6.
Now, if I am correct, though, however, we are playing all 4 maps no matter what, just for fun. Just to make sure we do have all 4 maps going through, although, yes, you are correct. It is 12 points to 5, actually, as WPC got full held out there.
Yes, you're right. Didn't even get the second point for that one.
The first point, actually. They got stopped outside of the
Sorry,
first door.
That's right.
So yeah, we are headed over to our final map of the night, Assault, our favorite,
Oh
Hanamaru.
boy, 2 CP lol.
2 CP lol indeed. We're gonna see an amalgamation of all the talent. This is the most skillful map, as a 2 CP is very simple to play, as we all know. All you have to do is shoot heads.
Just click her head. Well,
Well,
Top tier advice. Hire John for as a coach, please.
indeed. All right, so we are heading in here in Hanamura. Again, we will see On Fire will likely just stick Ven on that McCree once again. Wawa's in a bit of a bit of an identity crisis as they go back and forth from dive to tank to half dive, half tank to Spiffy on Tracer to Spiffy on Widowmaker. They're not exactly sure of what they want to do here.
Yeah, that's right. Although, who knows? They could get it together right now and at least really get themselves on the board by taking a map.
And right here, they are playing for pride. They want that W. They want that W in Wawa's, other than just the Oz.
Oz Bootcamp.
At the very least, they can go to Waz. They can't get that second W right now, but it's better than the Oz.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's see if they can actually do it. Yes,
So we are running into a small delay here as WPC doesn't seem to be ready. However, there they go. They are ready. We're ready. We're going to Hanamura.
Let's go.
Beautiful map,
Traveling to
but at the same time, so ugly.
Do we mean physically, like literally, or metaphorically?
We're not going into philosophy here. Just take it for granted. Beautiful map, you know, just drawn out aesthetically. It's a great looking map.
Oh,
Looks terrific. It's got the arcade. It's got the building structures. It's got sakura trees flying everywhere. That first splash is beautiful. But then you play it and you're like, oh god, Hanamura, get me out of here.
Yeah, you know, you had me at arcade, I gotta say.
Have you ever played at a Japanese arcade before?
I really haven't, but Akihabara is the dream.
Right, and really, those guys are going crazy. It's always fun to watch YouTube videos of random people playing those games because they're not just like American games where they just try to funnel out money for tickets, right? You don't earn anything except for the satisfaction of playing the game, which is what an arcade should be.
Exactly. You know, my dream is just to go there, play Street Fighter, and just get my face smashed in by Daigo Umehara. Because apparently he likes to play there a lot.
incoming in
I mean, that's where it all starts. All those dreams, you know, all those gaming dreams from the Japanese players, those fighting games in arcades is what really started off the careers, and that's how you get players like Daigo.
Sure. No, he apparently even now he still plays there now and then.
Is that him? Everyone just separates from him. It's a scene straight out of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would just love to play him, see what happens. If I land a hit, I consider that a win.
5,
Anyway,
Big
speaking of
W.
wins, we're gonna need to see
2,
if
1.
Wawas can get this W.
Attackers incoming.
Yeah,
Defend
Team Oz Bootcamp coming in hot. Not quite able to get that W. However, Stormy switching to something new. They've got a Hanzo.
Yeah, you know, I think they said something about if you play Hanzo and Hanamura, you get hometown advantage, extra damage, something like that.
Oh, yeah. As we say that, he's chucking out some damage. That shield's in a bit of trouble. Decide not quite able to really defend, but in no trouble as Team On Fire are just content to sit, or excuse me, both teams content to sit here and allow Josiah's shield to charge up along with Lee Bombs. Now,
Yeah.
it is Lee Bomb once again. Stormy actually shuts down Ven with a nicely timed scatter arrow, a very versatile ability. It has a lot going for it. Mac Almighty with the tire, finds Spiffy, says, I'll take this one instead. But, however, he is in trouble. Moira tried to save his life, not quite able to make it. Medic shuts him down. Josiah in the middle, stuck with the Zenyatta and the Hanzo. Can he get out of there? He's taking damage and he's not able to quite get it. However, it is a really scattered fight as WPC not really able to do anything there. They get stuck outside. Ven comes outside, gets knocked in the head for his troubles.
Oh my goodness, gets his head taken off clean. You know, thought he only had to deal with Medic, but turns out Stormy was right behind him.
Now, it is finally WBC Wawas that are trying to come in here for the first time on the point. They finally shattered the defense of On Fire. They're trying to make their stake out here. And after a long push, they finally get to the point.
Yeah, you know, they
Two
still
ticks.
don't have to give it up completely, and as I say that, I guess they're just,
Giving it up completely.
yeah, while still standing in place, you know, they at least should have considered regrouping, because, you know, as soon as they kept the point, they're going to move on to the next one. Now they're getting staggered, and
Oh, no.
they're getting staggered so close to the point, they're already going to get get started on building this capture percentage.
This is bad for On Fire. There's a Graviton on the stage for Spiffy. He's got it. Actually, gets blown up. He's not able to use it. Stormy's not able to combo it with anyone here. Could drag it at any given moment. Josiah falling over. Stormy looking for more. Finds Jeff soon. Forces that fade. Medic in the middle of the field. Gets gunned down by Ven on that flank once again. His standard here as he takes to the high ground at the back and shuts down this push from WBC. How did that happen?
I'll tell you how. Ven went up top once again, took the fight into his own hands. Oh boy, this stagger on the line.
Oh no. Poor guy. Not even a tick on the board here, as Spiffy and Stormy weren't really able to use their combination, even though it looked like a good fight from the start.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, that just means that they have that combination for this fight right here.
Indeed, and they have 5 minutes left to do something in case this doesn't work out. However, we need to be looking at Spiffy right now. He's got the Graviton. He's got all the power in his hands. No man should have all this power.
Yeah, although Stormy does need to be careful. They should be expecting the Dragon Strike to come on with it. So if the gotten a Graviton, I think Josiah would probably go for the Shatter to try and
Too salty.
cancel it.
However, does have that Transcendence. Looks to use it. Trying to save his entire team. Dragon Strike might come out soon. However, it is coming from the back. Oh, they take a lot of damage, but the Transcendence saving them for most of the damage. Lee Bomb does use that Shadow. Doesn't seem to connect with anything as Josiah pops off, or hops off. And the Stormy, however, popping off as he grabs Ven out of the sky. Stormy on the high ground now. That says, this is my spot. You can't have it. Josiah in a bit of trouble here. His shield's completely shattered. Mac, however, retaliating, grabs Lee Bomb. And Beta sticks Spiffy in the back here. Spiffy should win the straight. He's got high energy, but no health. And this push is stopped once again.
Yeah, you know, Mac Almighty, every single fight, he has that tire, gets one kill, and it's not just any kill, it's the tanks. Absolutely just erases the amount of space that Wawas could be making, and causing them to either fall back or just fall apart.
Oof. Stormy, Sonic Arrow finds its way to Ven's head.
You know what's the worst about those? It doesn't even look intentional. You know, no one's trying to actually hit a scatter arrow or a sonic arrow to your face.
So his Hanzo rework can't come fast enough.
Absolutely. So
Stormy,
now
however, does have that Dragon Strike. Looks to use it. Tries to get them off the high ground. They're taking a lot of damage. They need to get out of there. Transcendence popped before the fight even begins. Stormy gets flashbanged, however, gets out of there for his trouble. Josiah connects with the medic. Completely accurate with those fire strikes, whenever he wants them to happen. Stormy, however, gets a Ven. He's just going wild. He does whatever he wants, although whatever he wants doesn't seem to be what he's getting. He can't get on the point as his team evaporates in the face of On Fire once again.
Man, Josiah with the pin from nowhere, getting a key pick on the medic, forcing him actually to opt for the Moira instead of the Zenyatta. Now they're looking to just completely sustain themselves as opposed to any defensive ults. Although it's actually not the worst idea because On Fire only has burst ultimates. You know, they have the Deadeye, they have the Junk Tire, ults that actually can't be cancelled out by Transcendence. Maybe somewhat with Sound Barrier, but it's difficult. You really need to time it. So they're just opting for sustain.
Indeed, as we say, sustain. Mac Almighty comes through with the tire. Biffy, having none of it, says, goodbye, tire. I don't need any repairs. Then, looking for Liar. And a bit of a slow push coming in once again from WBC. Then, back in his hometown, on the flank, a massive shatter comes up from front. Josiah, he gets the entire team. Everyone's dead. It's over before it even begins.
God, what a good shatter. You know, absolutely got the entire team basically.
They should have expected it. Lee Bomb knew exactly where he was, or I guess Josiah snuck up on him. The man in the giant armored suit crashing his way behind the team, lands the shatter on the entire team, and Lee Bomb completely not prepared for it.
Yep, that is correct.
Now 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the clock. Josiah just waving his way over to the team, saying, hello, coming at me. I do whatever I want. 4 ults on the clock. Not on the clock, but on the chart. 4 on fire here. WBC do have that Valkyrie, do have that Earth Shatter. Lee Bomb needs to land a Shatter of equal proportions here. Shifty goes to get Ven. They've already got advantage. Valkyrie starts coming out. They're not taking damage. They just need to get on the point here. They don't have time to just idle around and take damage. Almost six ults coming out from the VC. Mac looking for the tank again. Actually gets blocked by Lee Bomb. Bomb starts coming out from above. Then gets 3! But needs a bomb for his trouble. Visor comes out from Spiffy, but it's too late. They can't do anything here. They need to back up. They only have 40 seconds left on the clock. Spiffy won't be able to kill anything here. Gets punished for his trouble.
Yeah, absolutely great play from Ben. Getting 3, trading for himself. Absolutely worth it.
Stares down death with a smile. Takes out 3. Eats the bomb.
Seconds remaining.
Later, cowboy.
Unbelievable. And you know, Josiah killing Lee Bomb as he was going for the shatter, rendering it completely useless. On top of that, Spiffy at the end using the tactical visor, but to no avail. His whole team was dead. There's nothing he could have got out of that. This is really going to hurt them. They have nothing going into this push except for the Dragon
And
Fleet.
as we say that, he actually dies. Diabolical does get the res off, but he is in trouble. This fight's all over the place. Stormy looking for Mac Almighty, wants revenge. Too salty, falls over. Can they do it? Then in the backline here, doing whatever he wants. The bomb comes out, goes too high. They need to group up. They need to kill something. Spiffy, looking Spiffy here as he gets out of there alive. And on fire. In dire straits here. Their entire defense is on fire. Diabolical trying to heal up the tank. Sliderfoot. Another shatter comes out from Josiah, but a counter shatter comes out from Lee Bomb. Grabs Josiah. Can they hold it? Beta in a bit of trouble here. Visor looking to clean out this point. 2 ticks on the clock here. Ben not able to get inside, and this could be it. Mac Almighty grabs 2, but it's too late.
Complete.
They finally get the point.
Wow, what a crazy fight. Spiffy managing to get the soldier sights once again.
Switching sides.
And use it at the perfect time. As soon as the Diva got out of the mech, and there was really nothing they could have done. You know, Ben tried to get whatever shots he could get, but it's so difficult, you know, and it's so daunting facing somebody who, you know, isn't going to miss for the next, like, 6 or 7 seconds.
But it was the silent savior of that point, Diabolical, getting that crucial res off on the medic to keep most of her team topped off, along with that coalescence damage flying over. If that coalescence didn't come over, Spiffy wouldn't be able to do any of that. They would have died before the fight even began, which was close. Wawa's not really being punished for that resurrect, as On Fire were content to just kind of chill and sit backwards.
You know, the composition they had really made that not exactly possible. They had, since you have a death ball and the medic died not so far, but far enough and in the core of their team to the point where there wasn't any meaningful way they could actually prevent the resurrection from coming off. Otherwise, they would just honestly be feeding, and if they didn't lose the point just now, that would have caused them to lose the point, no doubt.
Indeed here, and it looks like On Fire, not really too phased, goofing around, building Torpion turrets,
In 30 seconds.
sitting by his daughter, Jeffram, on that Brigida. They're trying to beat up the turret. What did the poor turret do to you?
Yeah, you know, Torbjorn just sitting in the spawn, playing with the most precious thing in his life. Oh, and hey, his daughter's there too.
Yeah, my baby indeed. The turret getting harassed here by the entire team of On Fire.
4.
And it looks to be gone as they do switch off to more conventional picks.
Incoming.
On Fire on the offense here.
Objective A.
Running a kind of mixed up tank composition here.
Yeah, well, the Diva and the Reinhardt can work, although it doesn't work if the Mei walls you off like that.
Now, Mei, a convenient pick we actually didn't comment on here, really able to cut off half the team and then they can start cleaning up kills here. Really works out in their favor as Medic splits the team, turns a 6v6 death ball comp into a 3v6 with a touch of a button. Really good play here.
Yeah, that's why people do like to opt for the Mei when they're going for a stronghold here on Hanamura, you know. You wait for your team to engage, the enemy team to engage, and as soon as you can cut 1 or 2 people off, you throw up that wall, and there's really nothing they can do about it.
Oh no, and the wall was baited by Beta here. Medic, no longer playing that dedicated medic as the name would suggest. Finally has snapped, gone to the DPS, gone to the dark side, playing this Mei. Ven in a bit of trouble here, says, whatever. Ven, and just pieces out of there with the Wraith form. Decide, connected with Lee-Bomb. There's no more tank here, the fight's everywhere. This is definitely in the favor of the offenders. And as I say that, it is not WBC that are able to cap the point. It is On Fire. Not that. Excuse me. Completely confused here. Oh gosh. Too salty. Falls over. It is WBC that are able to cap this point. or not cap the point, but defend their own point. I'm getting confused here. You gotta set me straight, Beatdown.
Don't worry, I got you. So, oh wow, as soon as I try to do so, get a huge, getting the main tank down, although now Ben really can't do anything about it, getting frozen.
Ben dies early, Lee Bomb resurrected. Again, a big shatter. Lee Bomb wants his revenge, grabs Josiah, grabs Jeff. Once more, he says, no more shatters allowed. You're not allowed to have fun here. I want my fun.
Yeah, you think Overwatch is a fun game? No, not when you're playing Wawa.
Fire in the hole comes out, an early tire. Might look to connect, however, Stormy is looking out for it. Can end it with a flick of his wrist. And Medic grabs it instead. Says, I got you, man. Medic looking to wall something off again. Will not fall for the same bait once again. In fact, actually just goes for the blizzard. Everyone's caught out. That's one. That's two. Ah, caught out next. They actually just don't want to kill her. They're just staring at her. She actually slips away. And never mind. She gets helixed in the face. Ben comes in, grabs one, grabs two. Is this the offense that they needed? They finally see what they needed to get. Visor comes out from Stormy. However, it is blocked off mostly by Beta, and he's topped off by the Coalescence. Jeff actually leaves them to die as he says, hey, you're too far away. You're on your own, buddy. Speaking of on your own, Stormy runs in, solo, dies.
Yeah, it's too bad. You know, Medic did, man, wall somebody off, but it happened to be Ben, who they didn't give the proper focus. And, you know, with Reaper's lifesteal and his incredibly high damage, gave him the sustain to just tear them apart. And then once the wall wore off, per se, it collapsed and the rest of his team followed with him.
Indeed, Medic still on this May here, looking to want to run it for the rest of the game, possibly? Blizzard, a very convenient tool here. Beta, however, does have the bomb. Can it connect? Not quite. Ven up on the high ground here. It has no more Wraith Form, but does have a Blossom. Lee Bomb eats a lot of it, but he's safe. Spiffy says, hold on. Transcendence topping them off here, and it looks like Stormy and the rest of WBC will hold. Beta, jumping off in the end here. Wants to reset, wants to get that mech back. 4 minutes and 15 left on the clock.
You know, they got a few ults out of them, although Lee-Bomb is still holding on to his... Sorry, no, I should say, they got a few ults out of them, although they didn't get it. Although they still gotta watch out for Lee-Bomb's shatter. They still have Josiah's as well, and Mac Almighty could come in with the tire, as he's been so famous with just getting picks. This could really be what they turn it around the point with.
Might have a case of deja vu here. Lee Bomb and Josiah, both with those shatters, looking to do something. Tire comes out, wants Lee Bomb. Hello. And he's out of there. He's looking for something else. Just playing around. Grabs Matic instead. Mac Almighty pushing in along with his team. Lee Bomb finally gets the shatter, grabs three, but can he capitalize on it? Ben actually dodges it, gets the Nana boost, running in here, wants to clean this up once and for all. Visor comes out, Stormy trying to retaliate, but is blocked mostly off by Veda. Ben, unable to die, getting the entire Coalescence. Might finally freeze, gets the Wraith Form once again, and a big grenade ends the life of Spiffy and Medic. They have switched to stall. Orisa with that fortified diabolical, Valkyrieing her way onto the point. Stormy on the Tracer here. They're just trying to stall, but can they do it for 3 minutes? The bomb comes out. Stormy gets caught, actually. Larkin still on the Zenyatta here. Blizzard comes out and tries to seal the deal. Then caught out a bit, but does Wraith out. And it is, excuse me, it is on fire. Finally, they get to cap the point.
Then, once again, the bane of WBC's existence. He just couldn't quite get completely frozen by the May Blizzard. And as a result of that, he managed to get out and finish off the kills that they needed. And since On Fire was staggering, it was guaranteed that they'd capture the point.
Indeed, and it looks like WBC will not get another chance here, as it is On Fire that can either take the first tick here or draw.
Yeah, that's right. Best case they can do now is draw, and at least it's not a loss, so they could get more points overall.
Indeed, a draw would get them both 3 points. However, a win from On Fire would net them 4 points, a perfect score, and WBC would end up with 2 points.
Order will be restored.
Yeah, that's
Now,
right.
will On Fire go for the perfect 16, the golden score, the 4 wins? Or will Wawa become Da, I guess? Can't earn that W.
Da's Bootcamp. Doesn't sound quite right.
At least they can't go to Dada's.
4, 3,
Might
Yeah,
get a bit strange.
or Lala's.
attackers incoming.
Yeah, Lala's. At this point, they'd be
Lala's.
lal, lal. No,
Or
we're
Lala,
adding a bit
because
too
there's
many
no other
A's.
way. Yeah, you know what?
I guess we're just 4 L's and 2 A's. La.
Yeah.
Either way, they've got a Torbjorn. Stormy takes out Mac. And they don't really care much. They're just pushing upwards. They want the turret. Ven says, "Hello, my baby," as Torbjorn says as he starts building another one. Slow push.
Yeah, you know, just like babies, you can just make more of them. I guess that's his philosophy.
Yikes. Not quite the philosophy you want to have when parenting. I'd be deathly afraid for your wife.
Don't worry not. There's no such thing I adopt in real life.
Josiah actually falling off, not what he wanted to do there. Stormy gets another pick on Jeff. Stormy saying, "You shall not pass," as he just keeps taking people out. Too Salty falls over next.
Yeah, Storm's
And-
just saying, hey, I can Widow too.
It is on fire. They're just stuck inside here. They're not really able to do anything.
Oh, you see actually Ben just kind of on the side, 1v1ing Lebon. Although doesn't actually, oh, gets killed instead.
Yeah, no longer 1v1. Starts raging, says, "That wasn't fair. That was a 3v1. It was only 360 no scopes." Either way, another slow push starts coming out from On Fire. Not really accomplished anything, and the clock just keeps getting eaten away. 1 minute 30 gone. And they only have maybe 2 more pushes left, if anything. Stormy just stopping this push in its tracks. On Fire need to group up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they really haven't gotten much in the case of ultimates in this. Now they're switching to Lucio, they want to move in there quicker. They need to help either get Ven or Mac to use their ultimates. Really
Something
just
finally happens. Ven goes deep. Coalescence aiding him. Molten Core comes out, looking to do something. Hammering array at his baby. Gets the tier 3. Fire in the hole comes out. Not quite able to kill that turret. Reinhardt charges in. Josiah says, "See ya, Lee Bomb." Jeff cleans up Spiffy. His baby chilling in the corner there. And the rest of the team On Fire, avoiding the turret, not really having too much trouble with it, and cleaning up the rest of this team. Can they get the tick? 30 seconds left on the clock. Diabolical, running for her life. Ven says, "Die, die, die," as he cleans up the rest of the team. And it looks like On Fire will finally, after a 3-minute push to get onto the point, will get their tick and the W.
Yeah, go side with the celebratory shatter. Just closing out this perfect 4-0. Or should I say 16 to...
16 to 7.
Yes.
Play of the game.
My math is flawless.
Well, that's why we're talking and not doing math.
That's correct.
Then, once again, another play of the game. I'm surprised. I would have expected it to be Josiah with his 6-man shatter up top. However, it is Ven's suicidal stop to this push. The man who actually sealed the point for On Fire there.
Yeah, that's right. As Too Salty would say, the ultimate sacrifice definitely paid off.
Ultimate sacrifice indeed. Sacrificed his life to shut down 3, and consequently shut down the push into the fire and the flames.
Yep. Yeah, you know, good play from both teams. I think Wawa's just, for the next time, they need to work, I think they need to coordinate a little better. Work on cleaning up the comms, because you could see that they're just a little all over the place a lot of the time. And it hurt their pushes a lot, whether it was dive comp or the death ball. You guys really need to, they need to work with each other. And
Indeed,
exploit-
and
Yeah.
and it is, as we said, Wawa's Bootcamp is a first time. This is their first time playing together. They just decided to pick up someone, but it looks like the synergy of On Fire kind of trumped it in the end. They played together. They knew how they worked together, and it showed. They were a little bit more together.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wawa's Bootcamp actually just formed. So, you know, yeah, it's understandable then. You know, it just proves that teamwork and synergy are what makes this game.
Indeed, and as we're speaking of teamwork and synergy, we are pulling one away from the team to do an interview. It looks like it's going to be the captain of On Fire here first. As that would be, excuse me, Mac? Radical, who is not actually in, it is Mac. Hello, Mac.
Hey, how's it going?
So it is Mac
Radical-
from
yeah,
On Fire, captain of On Fire. I was
Co-captain on fire.
co-captain of On
Co-captain
Fire.
Yeah, and I am here as well. We can get Reticool in here
He was here.
it's
He
okay.
was.
We can drag him in whenever he
All right,
comes
cool.
back.
Yeah, Radical, the captain of On Fire, Mac Almighty here as the captain, speaking in his turn. They were going to speak together, but we've just got Mac here. How are you feeling, buddy?
I am feeling pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty good. Oh boy, what a game of Overwatch. We're all shaking.
Oh
We are
yeah,
all shaking. Yeah.
exciting game, huh? So how do you feel? You know, you were playing really well on the Junkrat, getting a lot. Actually, almost every time you got a tire, somebody died.
Yeah, is except for the occasional time when their Junkrat managed to track me down and kill me and my tire. Yeah, the spam damage really helped. I
Yeah.
think in between the two team fights, the thing that was pushing it our way or their way was the damage in the end, especially on Ilios' second point. It was such a crazy stall from both of us because we both just couldn't out damage each other, and it became into an alt fight. So the damage was really the factor there.
And speaking of damage, your counterpart here,
Hmm.
Ven, actually going in huge,
Oh,
along
Ven.
with you. You on that Junkrat, Ven on the McCree, on the Reaper, doing work the entire time. How's it to play with him?
Playing with Ven is absolutely wicked. He is such a good hit scan. He's been on. I haven't seen him on Reaper. I know he streams. I've seen him streaming in Reaper. He is doing pretty well. And Radical is out of there.
Radical popping in, saying hey, and then realizing we were
Ah.
talking. Must have felt awkward and pieced out of there.
Yeah, poor guy.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Ah, well, it's okay.
Hey, it's me.
Dio?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah,
carry on.
Ah, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but okay. So, you guys excited for your next game?
Yes, we, as the Discord throwdown system is, we don't know who our next match is or if we'll have the bye week next week, but whoever we're playing should be fun.
You will
Especially
know
versus
soon.
fun as game we just had.
The team pool gets smaller and smaller, so you can always like kind of guess who's coming up.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna say we're not playing Blue Rain, we're not playing Orange Trash, we're not playing these guys, so it's gonna be the old Lux and Death, maybe some YB gaming, maybe PK.
sorry, what was that?
I said either we'll be playing, Lux and Death or YB Gaming or Primal, so
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good matchup no matter what.
yeah, really.
I'm
Right on. Now,
looking forward to it.
As we wrap this up here, Mac, any final words for the stream? Any shout outs you got there? Friends and family.
Final words, yeah, lots of friends and family. Shout out to Different who works right now, and he's currently deafened in the Discord. And shout out to Too Salty, who said he had a dream that we were losing on Hollywood. He wasn't there for the first match. He said he was literally sleeping in his bed.
I mean, that was a legit matchup. That was super
was
close. Very
wicked.
close hold.
That was super wicked. Again, we were all shaking and sweating and breathing heavily.
I know that was a heck of a way to start a match off, to be completely
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us for the interview, Mac. Good to
Yeah,
talk
no
to you,
problem.
and we look to see you, more of you guys in the future on Fire.
Yeah, see you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Later
Good
on.
chat, good chat.
All right. Well, I think we probably don't need to talk to any Wawas. I think they're probably recapping and whatever happened and stuff. But no, thank you very much, Mac. And I guess we'll
Cool, no
close this
problem.
thing out and get everything slated for the Twitch vodcast on Monday, which is now if you're listening. All right.
Hello, me and
This isn't pre-recorded.
Yeah, no.
yeah. Doing it
Greetings from the
live.
greetings from the past.
Exactly, yeah.
Actually.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, I'll probably be listening to this right now, tomorrow, so it'll be quite delightful. Anyway, all right, sweet. Later on, Mac.
All right, cool. Cheers.
All right, sweet. Well, guys, thank you very much for casting yet another super exciting Discord community throwdown matchup, and we look forward to having you guys again.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Always great to be here.
Why don't you get people your gamer tags or any sort of Twitter stuff you want? Oh, well, here, yeah. Looks like Lee is hollering at me. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But yeah, no, tell me where we can find more about you guys.
Yeah, I'll go first, I guess. You can find me on Twitter at Natty, Natty1337.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter as well as Jon_OW. That's John with no H, JON_OW, another underscore. I also stream on Twitch. Same tag, no underscore at the end. Probably be putting chat somewhere around the stream. That'll make more sense at the end.
I'll include some links in the vodcast, and that'll be perfect.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, PK, for giving us the opportunity. to
Oh,
live
of
stream.
course, it is our pleasure. We like doing something cool, and that's exactly what this is. So, thanks for all of our watchers, and we'll see you guys soon.